The Galactic Council's warning had arrived 3 cycles ago, transmitted across the void in 17 different languages, each more condescending than the last. Admiral Zara Chen remembered every word as she stood on the bridge of the Defiant, watching the assembled fleet of humanity's finest warships drift in formation around Earth's moon. To the primitive species of Sol 3, the message had begun, you have been observed. Your violent tendencies and reckless expansion into territories belonging to civilized races cannot be tolerated. Cease your aggressive colonization efforts and submit to Galactic Council authority or face the consequences of your defiance. The hegemony had given them 1 solar rotation to comply. That deadline had expired 47 minutes ago. "Admiral," called Lieutenant Torres from the communication station, "we're receiving multiple hyperspace signatures. 30? No. 50 ships dropping out of FTL at the system's edge." Chen's weathered face cracked into the same grin that had earned her the nickname Smiling Death during the Mars Rebellion. "Right on time. Signal all ships. Weapons hot, but hold fire until I give the word." The enemy fleet was impressive, she had to admit. Sleek vessels that looked more like crystalline sculptures than warships, their hulls gleaming with an otherworldly luminescence. The hegemony had dominated this galaxy for millennia, and their technology showed it. Energy shields that could turn aside nuclear fire, weapons that could crack planets, faster-than-light engines that made humanity's best efforts look like Stone Age canoes. What they didn't understand about humans was simple. Being outgunned had never stopped them before. The lead hegemony vessel, a massive dreadnought that dwarfed even Earth's largest battleships, hailed them. The face that appeared on the main screen was ethereally beautiful. Pale blue skin, luminous silver eyes, features that seemed carved from marble. Council Admiral Veltar of the Hegemony Compliance Fleet. "Humans," Veltar's voice carried the weight of absolute authority. "You have ignored our warning. Your ships will power down their weapons and prepare to be boarded. Your species will be relocated to a suitable reservation world where you can live out your days in peace, under proper supervision." Chen stepped forward, her grin widening. "Veltar, is it? I'm Admiral Chen, and I speak for Earth and all her colonies. We received your message, considered your terms very carefully, and came to a unanimous decision." She paused, letting the silence stretch across the comm channel. "Our answer is no." Veltar's perfect features showed a flicker of confusion. "You cannot be serious. Our fleet possesses weapons that could sterilize your entire world. Your primitive projectile weapons are no match for our shielding technology. This is not a negotiation. It is a statement of fact." "You know what's funny about facts?" Chen asked, still smiling. "Humans have a bad habit of ignoring the ones they don't like. Torres, show our guests what we've been working on." The lieutenant's fingers danced across her console. Throughout the human fleet, panels slid open to reveal weapons that definitely hadn't been in any textbook the hegemony possessed. Sleek barrels emerged, crackling with barely contained energy. "Magnetic acceleration. Cannons," Chen explained conversationally. "Turns out when you accelerate a tungsten rod to about 15% of light speed, those fancy energy shields of yours might as well be tissue paper. We tested it on some asteroids. Very satisfying results." For the first time, uncertainty flickered in Veltar's eyes. "Impossible. Your species lacks the technological sophistication for such weapons." "See, that's where you made your first mistake," Chen said. "You assumed we'd try to match your technology. But humans? We don't play by other people's rules. We break them. Her grin turned predatory. Computer, play that recording from the weapons testing. The view screen split, showing footage of a massive asteroid being struck by a pencil-thin beam of light. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the entire asteroid simply ceased to exist, converted to superheated plasma in a microsecond. Physics is a wonderful thing, Chen continued. Mass times velocity squared. Your shields are designed to dissipate energy. They're not so good with kinetic impact when that impact comes at relativistic speeds. The hegemony admiral's composure finally cracked. You're bluffing. No species would weaponize such destructive force. The Galactic Accords don't apply to species that never signed them. Chen interrupted. Here's the thing about humans. Veltar. We're not like other species. We don't just fight to win. We fight to make sure our enemies never even think about coming back. Your council wants to see what humanity is capable of when pushed? She gestured toward the view screen, where the human fleet was repositioning itself with practiced precision. You're about to find out. This is madness, Veltar's voice rose. You would risk galactic war over your pride? Chen's expression grew serious for the first time. Not pride. Freedom. See, we tried the peaceful route for centuries. Working together, following rules, playing nice. But there's always someone who thinks they know better, who believes they have the right to tell others how to live. She stepped closer to the screen. You want to know why humans are different? It's not our technology, our weapons, or our ships. It's simple. We'd rather die free than live as slaves. And when someone threatens our freedom, the weapons systems across the human fleet powered up with an audible hum that seemed to resonate through space itself. We answer with flame and a grin. Veltar stared at her for a long moment, perhaps finally understanding that he wasn't dealing with any species the Galactic Council had encountered before. These weren't beings who would bow to superior force or accept defeat gracefully. These were humans, and humans had only one response to bullies. Last chance, Chen said, her smile returning. Turn your ships around and tell your council that Earth is off limits. Spread the word. Humanity doesn't start fights, but we sure as hell finish them. The hegemony admiral's image flickered and died as his ship began to turn away. One by one, the crystalline vessels of the compliance fleet activated their FTL drives and vanished back into hyperspace. Chen watched them go, her grin never fading. They'd be back eventually. The hegemony wasn't the type to accept defeat easily, but by then, humanity would be ready with new innovations, new weapons, and new ways to turn the galaxy's expectations upside down. After all, being told something was impossible had never stopped a human before. Torres, she called out, settling back into her command chair. Send a message to all colonies. Tell them the hegemony has been educated about human resolve. And schedule a meeting with R&D. I want to know what other impossible weapons they've been working on. As Earth turned beneath them, Admiral Chen allowed herself a moment of satisfaction. The galaxy had warned them once. They wouldn't make that mistake again.